Hello fellow YouTubers, it is Aichido Snake once again, and this time I am not doing something video game related. Shocker. And in fact, this time around I'm going to talk a little more comic books with you, which I haven't done in a while, actually, since not since Damian Wayne was killed off early on. And that was when I had thought that Carrie Kelly was going to become the replacement Robin. Turns out that did not quite happen. I'm going to delve more into this and more into several stuff over the course of the video. So, first item of business is who the new Robin is, or who I think it is. Now, we have gone through several guesses as to who the new Robin is going to be since Damian's death. And we have received in the Future's End event a Robin by the name of Duke Thomas, who is the first Black Robin we've ever had in DC Comics. Now, I applaud DC for trying to be a little more diverse. I think it's a good idea having a new Robin take over. But what really interested me was the fact that they're taking this and they're running with it, in a sense where they are taking Duke Thomas and they're pretty much giving him his own team already. And this team is basically a group of other Robins, not the first four Robins in the New 52 universe, nor Stephanie Brown, nor Carrie Kelly. None of those are involved. These are completely brand new Robins. And this comic book called We Are Robin is going to release next month. And DC's goal with this is to be more diverse with their characters and stuff like that, especially with the Robins. Now, I'm a bit iffy about this. While I praise DC's efforts to be a bit more diverse, especially with the character of Robin, who we've pretty much seen as portrayed as Caucasian males most of the time. While we've seen that happen a lot, I'm glad that they are attempting to switch it up a little bit, which is good. But on the other hand, I'm a bit skeptical because this looks like it's another Batman Incorporated and another League of Batgirls. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the little snippet that I read of the League of Batgirls, and I thought Batman Incorporated seemed like a pretty cool idea. But at this point, if you feel like you have to do the same thing for the Robins too, I feel like you've got no ideas left. Like, if you wanted to give Duke Thomas his own team, like his own street level team, the least they could have done was make them brand new superheroes just for that team, with a brand new name and everything. And they don't even have to patrol around Gotham City. It could be somewhere else. It could be New York City. It could be Boston. It could be LA, Pittsburgh. We don't know. I mean, hey, just a thought. I mean, yes, I am a huge fan of the Robins. I love the Robins. The Robins definitely make the Batman series, in my opinion. But there is, unfortunately, such thing as too many Robins at one time. I think what they should do is they should have just had Duke Thomas, and then just give him his own team with those characters as like brand new heroes, because that's what made the Teen Titans so great. That's what made Young Justice so great. But we're not getting that. We're just getting a team of Robins. I mean, I'm keeping an open mind with this. I'm going to buy the first issue, the first few issues, and see how that goes. But we'll just have to see if it's successful in its mission. In other news, another DC news that is, Supergirl's pilot has been leaked. Whether it's by CBS or by somebody that stole the pilot, it's been leaked. It's out there now. It's out in the open. Now, for those of you that don't know, there has been a Supergirl show announced for CBS, and it's going to debut in November. and it is going to focus around Supergirl rather than Superman, which is good. Basically, this is going to be basically not that different from Smallville, honestly. Jimmy Olsen is apparently going to be her love interest in this show, so there's that. Well, my thing is this. I'm not particularly a fan of Superman stories, particularly for the reason because what can you do with the man that has every power ever? I mean, you know? And I feel like this is the same case with Supergirl. It's basically, she is female Superman. And I feel like if you have that same, since they had that same problem with Superman, I feel like, you know, Supergirl is gonna come out kind of crappy. I mean, depending on if it's gonna if they get good writing like The Flash, then in Smallville, then yes, then I have a feeling it will be good. But there's not much you can do with somebody that has super strength, flight, super speed, heat vision, cold breath. I could go on. And also I found out that Helen Slater, who was Supergirl in the 80s, and Dean Cain, who was Superman in Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, are going to be her foster parents, respectively. So, that's not bad. Paying a little bit of homage to the past Superman and past Supergirl. That's not bad. Even though the Supergirl movie, in my opinion, was utter crap, and it kind of ruined the chances of there even being a Batgirl movie, but can't complain much. They're at least paying homage to the past, and that's all that I could wish for. And the Supergirl's costume looks pretty good. I like who they casted as Supergirl so far. I just want to sit back and watch how this all plays out. I hope it's as good as The Flash is, because The Flash is just amazing. And also speaking of DC shows, so Static Shock, the new web series that DC is putting on, they have recently, Tyler James Williams, who is playing Rubber Band Man, I assume, in the new Static Shock show, he mentioned that it was a good opportunity, a good honor to be able to work with Jaden Smith on Static Shock, after saying that it has been officially confirmed that Virgil Hawkins, aka Static, will be played officially by Jaden Smith. Not a bad casting call, I have to say. I think Jaden Smith fits in with the whole Static mythos perfectly. I think he could be a good Virgil Hawkins. He seems like he could be a good Virgil Hawkins, especially if he grows his dreads back. That'd be really off the chain, man. But my thing is this: I'm also skeptical about this too, because after watching After Earth, that god awful Shyamalan sci-fi movie, I was kind of disappointed by the performance that Jaden Smith in particular put on. I mean, I know in part that it was Shyamalan's writing and everything, because for some reason, after the era of Sixth Sense, Shyamalan forgot how to make a movie. So, there's that. I don't know. I feel like maybe it is just the writing. Maybe it's just the writing is bad in After Earth. I don't know. Jaden Smith doesn't seem like a bad actor to me. I mean, I liked him in Karate Kid. I thought he was moving in Pursuit of Happiness. And The Day the Earth Stood Still, I think that's the name of it, with Keanu Reeves. He was good in that too. So Jaden definitely has some talent on him. So him as Virgil Hawkins, I would not mind, as long as we don't get an After Earth performance. We should be okay. And last thing in the DC spectrum is the silence of the Titans show coming to TNT. Now, everyone's been complaining about Teen Titans Go. DC decided to remedy Teen Titans season 6 with Teen Titans Go, since, you know, they were like, well, we don't feel like doing season 6, so here you go. The Titans fans complained, and DC was like, fine, you don't want that? Here, have this live-action TV show on TNT. And I was generally happy for that, because this is the closest thing I'm ever going to get to a Nightwing movie that I've been begging for since, I don't know, since I was freaking 9, 10 years old. And Nightwing is my number 1 favorite hero of all time, by the way. I think it's just worth noting that. And I think that Nightwing in live action, not on YouTube, like on like the actual small screen, I think that's the greatest thing ever. And I just want to be able to experience that. I want the fans to be able to see what Nightwing is capable of, you know, because this could be a good chance to expose not only more characters in the Titans mythos other than, you know, the more popular Cyborg, Beast Boy, Raven, and Starfire, but also it could potentially do some good for Nightwing. It could give him an audience, a bigger audience, and that's all I could hope for, you know? Only thing is, we're not getting much on this show, other than the fact that a pilot is coming and that it's being written, and it's confirmed that I think it's confirmed that Barbara Gordon is in. Nightwing is definitely in. I think I heard something about Starfire and Raven being in as well. And Hawk and Dove, which surprised me, because they're not really necessarily popular Titans, nor are they weren't really part of the main team either. They were like, back in the 60s, they were like part of the Teen Titans West. And then afterwards, they were honorary members. So that surprised me too. I don't know whether or not Cyborg is going to be in, because Ray Fisher is going to play Cyborg in the Justice League movies coming up soon. So whether or not we get a different incarnation of Cyborg in the TV show is beyond me. I know they're doing that with the Flash, with Grant Gustin as Flash in the TV show and somebody else as Flash in the movies. I can't quite remember his name, but that's what they're doing with that. I think as long as they stick with the plot of the new Teen Titans, with, you know, the Judas Contract and Trigon, as well as the arcs that happen in the Titans comics, you know, when they're adults, like Donna Troy's death and resurrection and stuff like that. I think this could potentially be a better show than the Teen Titans cartoon, if you ask me. If this is done right, I feel like what they need to do with this team is they need to include a mix of members from the 60s to the new Teen Titans to the adult Titans. So I'm thinking what I would do is I would have Nightwing and Barbara Gordon, of course. Even though Barbara Gordon was not really a Titan in the comics, she was more of an ally of the Titans. But apparently they're adding her in. So Nightwing, Barbara Gordon, Starfire, Raven, Donna Troy. I would like for them to import Ray from Arrow into Titans. I think Roy Harper in that show would be really good. As well as Wally West, whenever they introduce him in Flash, put him in too. Connect the shows into one giant spectrum, one giant universe. Kind of like they did back in the 90s and early 2000s with the DC animated shows, with Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, and Static Shock. All of them were connecting to one animated universe. So if they do that with their shows, I would just love DC's TV shows even more, because it's like I'm actually I'm viewing the comics. I'm viewing a moving comic, because the comics even do that, where they have their comics and then their crossover events, which there are a lot of, tie into everything in each and every comic. And I just love when comic books do that. I really do. It adds more richness to the universe. And I would also include in that team, I guess, Jericho. Couldn't hurt. Or Ravager, who is Deathstroke's daughter. After watching that Teen Titans Go episode, I sat there like, why didn't they include Ravager in Teen Titans? She would have been a great addition to the team in season 6. That would have been a good plot too. Because Slade probably wouldn't like his daughter teaming up with his mortal enemies. I would have loved to see that. So maybe they can make up for that in the Teen Titans show. And perhaps, you know, start developing some sort of, you know, romance like they did in the Titans comic books. Whether it be Nightwing and Starfire, Nightwing and Batgirl, or they can surprise me and do Nightwing and Ravager. That would surprise me to the core. I would love if they did that. Either that or Nightwing and Starfire or Nightwing and Batgirl. It's just gotta be Nightwing and somebody, man. As long as it's not Roy and Starfire. I've never liked that. Never been a fan of that pairing. So, there you have it. That's all the DC stuff I'm going to cover today. If you like what I said in this video, if you like the news, like, comment, subscribe. I'll try and bring forth more comic book and more video game stuff, as well as anime and manga. I just did a Naruto Gaiden video this past Thursday, so check that out when you can if you're a fan of Naruto. And whenever there's new DC news, I will be sure to let you guys know. So, now that I've said my piece, peace.